Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Giles, and we are here with 40 Under 40 doing some amazing things. Hey, it's going to be a little background noise, but hey, this is what we do in the arts. We make it happen for sure. So I have this amazing, talented performer, healer, and entrepreneur who we'll be talking to today. I'm excited to talk about our background because we have some connections, we have some intersections for sure. So I want to welcome to the stage Miss J Nycole Ralph. J Nycole, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's good to see you.
Thank you. I was gonna say so good to see you. It's been
Yeah,
too long.
it has been. I don't even want to start counting the years because
Right.
yeah, because we're both 21, of course.
Word.
um, right. So let's jump. Let's dive right in. Like, you're from the East Coast originally, right?
No, I'm from Ohio.
You're from Ohio. Okay, Midwest.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I thought DC. I thought DC for some reason.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So were you like singing and dancing and acting as a kid in Ohio?
Yeah, mainly dancing because there were
Okay.
no places to get trained in singing or acting. All the singing and
Mm,
acting I did was at church. So I
right.
guess so I was yes, I was doing it.
Right.
But I went to
Right.
dance studios growing up and the most I did was I did like gospel choir at school and I did choir at school and I did drama club at school. But training wise,
Nice.
just dance.
Okay. So how did you get bit by the bug?
The acting bug.
Yeah, the acting bug. Yeah.
I wanted to, I don't know, TV. I wanted to act ever since I was a little kid. It's just, there was, and probably also to be honest, now that you ask and I think about it, probably doing the things my mom put me in when I was younger, just like, even at church, doing speeches at church, doing the church
Uh-huh.
plays, um,
Uh-huh.
doing baton twirling. I used to twirl a baton. Like anytime I could get in front of people and perform, it was like,
Right.
yay, all the
Right.
attention's on
All right.
me.
I'm about to do that. Do all of that. Yeah. Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure.
So I think performing, I got bit with the performing bug just by experience, by exposure to it,
Mhm.
but also watching TV. I was like, oh, that looks fun. I want to do that.
Wow, that's dope. Yeah, so my dad's a Baptist pastor. He was a youth pastor when I was born, and so I joke that I played baby Jesus in the manger, like 2 months old.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so this day that gets thrown right in for sure. So you left Ohio and straight to New York. Is that the trajectory?
Yeah. I graduated high school and came to New York to go to Fordham University and Alvin Ailey Dance School.
Nice. Wait, I didn't know you went to Ailey. How was Ailey?
Ailey was intense.
I'm
Ugh.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was very intense. I mean, the training was phenomenal. It was very intense though. It was
Mhm.
very difficult technically and emotionally. And so especially since it was a combined program with Fordham. So it was
Right.
like and I tried to minor in acting. Like I tried to declare acting minor while I was
Mhm.
there, but the program was so intense I couldn't even handle doing a minor. So I did some of it, but I didn't end up completing it. So it was just a
Gotcha.
very intense program.
Wow. So you were you there in Battles Day? No. I'm sorry. Were you there with Robert Battles?
Uh, I think he was definitely around. I think he became artistic director a little after, right my last year or right after I left.
Gotcha. Okay, that's amazing. So I'm sure there's a lot of history and a lot of training that was done right in there.
Hmm.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. I know many people who've gone through that program.
Hmm.
And so when you finished Ailey, what was next?
I did my first off Broadway production my senior
Yes,
year.
she said my first off Broadway production. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there.
My senior year. Then after that, but like it was so interesting because it was like it was my senior year at Ailey, and it was kind of like, oh, but I don't know if that's like it didn't feel like it was respected like concert dance was. And so after I graduated, I felt like I was obligated to do concert dance. So I did I danced with Forces of Nature for a while up in Harlem. And I did that for a year. And then I went home to Ohio and danced for Dayton Contemporary Dance Company, second company. I did that for a year. And then I was like, bump this, I'm done. I'm tired of concert dance. This is not what I want to do.
Right.
I followed my heart and I did amusement parks and cruise ships. And even though that if Broadway wasn't at the time, them amusement parks and cruise ships weren't.
Yeah.
Then it's very different now. Like, Broadway performing is Broadway dancing is definitely regarded differently. But back when I was there, I think it wasn't what it is now. At least it wasn't regarded as what it is now. But back then, yeah. So I like quietly went on these cruise ships and the amusement parks because I was like, I didn't want none of my friends to know I was doing it. So I did that. And while I was on the cruise ships, that's when I started getting back into taking private lessons, singing and acting. So while I was on the ship dancing, I started taking private lessons, singing and acting. And my coach on the ship was like, you're really good. When we get back to land, when you get back to New York, you need to audition. And I was like, what? And I was terrified, but I did. I got back, and my very first audition, not only did I book the job, but I booked the job on the spot. Like, they offered me a contract at the audition. That has never happened since. And I'm sure you know, Giles, that just doesn't happen. That has never happened.
That says a lot about your talent, though.
And it also tells me that was God showing me, yes, this is the path you're supposed to be taking.
For sure. You know, Jennifer Hudson got her start on cruise ships as well.
Oh.
Yeah, Jennifer did cruise ships. Yeah, she talked about that in her American. I'm a dream girl. So Jennifer, Fantasia, and Latoya London. I'm like, I was a fan when they were on American Idol, so I know all their stories.
Okay.
Yeah. So that Off-Broadway show booked. I'm sorry. Off-Broadway show, Home Dance came back, booked another show. Was that Broadway or Off-Broadway?
No, that was regional thing. That was
regional. Gotcha. It was regional. Gotcha. It was a regional show. Dope. And so, like, what was it like working these regional theaters? You know, after having that like New York and cruise ship experience.
It was fun for me. Like, it was a new experience. I really enjoyed it. After a while, I was like, okay, I'm ready to move on and start doing either principal roles or doing national tours or Broadway. And so that's when I went back to New York and was like, okay, this is what it needs to be now. But I definitely enjoyed it. It was a great training ground for sure.
For sure. So you get back to New York and you hit the pavement like we all do. What's one of your most memorable shows of that moment? Like hitting the pavement back in New York?
Hair. Yeah. Yeah. Also West Side Story. Story.
Who'd you play in West Side Story?
I was Consuela and I covered Anita.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah.
And I mean, it's West Side Story, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Classic. So it was an honor to be in that show and to play those iconic roles and to do the original iconic choreography. You know what I mean? Like, and the song, sing the song, the iconic song. Like, yeah. So that was an honor. What else? Oh, our show, the Color Museum.
Yep. That was a great show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. And shout out to Anthony McDonald who produced that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Home directed.
Yes. Oh, Jordan. So I watch I think NCIS and I see Jordan. I was like, oh, it's the homie.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I saw him on some other show too. I can't remember what it was, but I hit him up too. I was like, hey, I just saw you on TV.
Right,
Like,
right.
hey, Jordan, get
Yeah,
it.
I love to watch like TV and see all my friends working. They were like, "Yes, this is dope. This is what that is,
Yes.
for sure."
Mhm.
So, you recently had a show that's pretty popular, right?
Are we talking about my show that I created?
Okay, yeah, for sure,
Wait, what are you
for
talking about? Are
sure.
you talking about Book of
Right,
Mormon?
right. Yeah, you were in Book of Mormon. I was talking about Book of Mormon, but I
Oh,
want to
okay,
talk about
okay,
your
okay.
show. Yeah, yeah. You were in the tour of Book of Mormon.
I did both. So I started
Okay,
on Broadway, then I went out to the tour, and then now the tour is no more. It is since the pandemic, it opened back up
okay,
on Broadway, but the tour hasn't gone back out yet. So
gotcha.
yeah, so I've been in and out of there. Yeah.
The Book of Mormon. So that's so controversial.
It
It's such a show that is like, oh
is.
yikes. But people love it. It's a cult classic. Like how like one, what was an audition like? Because I hear the auditions are like super grueling. And then two, like what was it like to do that show every night?
So the auditions are grueling in the fact that it is challenging vocally.
Hmm.
And I think, I mean, I'm not in their brains, but I think that they have you sing it over and over to see if you can, because you have to
Yeah,
do it day in and day out. So they
right.
had me sing like this super challenging song 3 times in a row.
Yikes. Yikes.
And I've never experienced that at an audition, but it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
is she consistent? Can she do it can she hit them notes each and every time? So yeah, so that was the audition process. And I mean the material is fun though. So I had a fun time learning it and performing it. And
Word.
because eventually, let me say, actually, you know what? I'll tell you my Book of Mormon story.
Okay.
Yes, let me tell you about, because it's a story, honey.
Uh-huh.
So I when I was 16, I did I did the whiz, and I told my agent, oh, like it's at a reputable regional theater. I want to do it because it's at this reputable regional theater. It's at the Maltz Jupiter, which is a Lord B in Florida. And so I wanted to perform at that theater because I heard great things about that. But also, it's The Wiz, which is my favorite musical of all time. And also, the people that they had already cast, like Brenda Braxton,
Oh wow.
Kingsley Legs.
Oh
Yes, they
wow.
had already cast these people, Zanya Love, like they had already cast these people. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
yes, I need to be a part of this cast.
Right. Right.
and,
Right.
and the choreographer was the associate director for Book of Mormon. So the creative team was stacked too. So I was like, let me get in this show.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
like did everything I could to get in the show. I had my agent set me up an appointment, but in addition to that, I also went to the the equity chorus call,
Yeah.
and I had my agent send me in for an appointment. I was like, y'all gonna see my face and tell me
Wow.
not to cast
Wow. Right.
me. And
Right.
they cast me, so I got to do the show. And then, so opening night, you know, we've done all the work. We opened, we're great, fantastic, blah, right? So we're opening night. I'm standing there at the bar with the choreographer, who, mind you, I just said was the associate director
Uh-huh.
of Mormon. I'm standing there
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, so what I need to do to get in the Book of Mormon?
That part. Yeah.
So she was like, she laughed, and then she was like, well, I mean, we work together now, so you good for me. Now you just gotta perform and get past the music supervisor, and you good. So sure enough, when I got back to New York, they called me in for Book of Mormon again. I had already been in for Book of Mormon, but I didn't get very far. So after working doing the Wiz, I went. They called me in again. I did the call. Did well. Call back. Get to the final callback, and this is the first time I'm actually seeing Jen, who is the associate director,
Mm-hmm.
and other creatives. Because before that, it was like, the casting director or
Right.
the dance captain, or what
Right.
I mean. So I finally get to the final callbacks, and it's the creative team, including her, and I go to do my audition. It's me and 4 other girls. It's only like 5 of us at this point. I go to do my audition, and Giles, let me tell you, I choked. 1,000% choked.
What?
And so, like, she got up out of her seat, came over to me, gave me like this pep talk, and because she's like, okay, like, let's try that again. So she sits down, and then I try again. I choked again. Like, I could not get it together. Like, my nerves got the better of me, and
Wow.
it was horrible. So I left, and I was telling myself, this is anybody who's watching this, do not do this. This is what I did that sabotaged me for a while. I had super negative self-talk to myself after that audition. I told myself, the story I told myself was like, I can't do it. I don't have what it takes. I say Broadway is my dream. I say that this is what I want to do, and I get here and I can't even do it, then I must not have what it takes. I'm in the wrong business. So I talked myself into quitting, and I quit. I quit for 2 years, Giles. But at the time, I didn't know I was quitting for 2 years. I literally thought I was quitting. I thought I was done. I was like, I don't got what it takes. So I got rid of my agent. I got rid of my manager. I got rid of my acting coach. I got rid of my vocal coach. I got rid of everything. I was done. I got off of Actors Access, like, done. And the only reason I came back after 2 years is because finally, 2 years later. Oh, wait, let me rewind it. So before I went and choked, it was 5 of us in the waiting room, right? And so it moved out between me and 4 other girls. And the casting director comes out and is like, hey, ladies, we're so happy that you're here. If you've made it this far, then that means we really like you. And whether you book or not, we're going to definitely be calling you back when we have openings, right? So I go in there and I choke, and I leave after that, and I didn't hear back from Book of Mormon. I started by one seeing those other 4 girls get called in and booked, and I'm like, they ain't calling me after I went in there and choked like that. Like, I wouldn't call me back after I choked like that. So I get it. I get it. So, but 2 years later, maybe 1.5 years, 2 years later, they finally did call me back. But here's the thing. They had hit me up. I was no longer on it. So I never got the message. I didn't find out about this message until pretty recently when I was on my Actors. I was like, oh my God, I got missed messages. What are these? Oh shoot, Book of Mormon hit me up. Yeah, I never received that message. So after they hit me up on Actors Access and I didn't respond, they hit up my old agent. So I ignored her email. I didn't respond or anything. Then they hit up my old manager. My old manager emailed me. I didn't respond to that email either because I'm like, I'm good. I'm doing my own thing. Because at that time, I had a good paying full-time job. I was working on the series that I created. So I'm good. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not acting anymore. And then my manager finally, when I didn't respond, she picks up the phone, calls me, and is like, hey, and we have a heart-to-heart. And even after that heart-to-heart, I still was like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm good. I'm doing what I'm doing over here. I'm getting paid well. I'm fulfilled artistically working on this. I'm good. But then after I got off the phone, I had to have a sit down with myself and self-reflect, because during that time I had taken a break. I started getting life coaching, which was very helpful for my mindset. Like I said, that negative self-talk that I had. So I had to self-reflect, like, okay, J Nycole, why are you pushing away this thing that you said was your dream? And now it's to you, and all of a sudden now you're saying no. Like, is this no longer your dream? You want to be teaching full time for the rest of your life? And I had to realize, no, I don't. I want to be an actor, but I was scared. It was fear. I had been out of the game for 2 years. I hadn't been training. I got rid of all my coaches. I wasn't going to class. I was like, and I was scared to go back and choke in front of them again.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so But because I had that life coaching and a switch in mindset, I was like, you know what? I know how to. First of all, I'm glad that I was able to reflect like that because the old J Nycole was like that. And number two, now that I've identified what it is that is fear, how am I going to move forward? Okay, let's flip it on its face. Let's make this a game. Let's see if you do still got it. If you don't have it, it's fine. You still got this job. You still got your project that you're working on over here. You still producing. You ain't losing nothing. So let's just make it a game and let's just see if you got it. So I was like, okay, cool. So I did. I made it a game. I went to the callback, did the thing, didn't get it coached or anything. I just wanted to see if I could do it. I did it. They liked it. They called me back again. And then I was like, oh, shoot, it's getting serious. Let me get this coached. So I went and got it coached, came back, killed it again. And long story short, I finally booked it.
And what role did you play in Book of Mormon?
So I was a swing. So that
Jesus.
made it very yeah. At one point I was covering 9 roles. Yeah. But here's the thing. In my entire career I had avoided being a swing because I didn't want to have to cover multiple roles. Plus I wanted to perform every night. Plus I wanted to be on stage every night, I guess is why I didn't want to be a swing, and I didn't want the responsibility of having to cover multiple roles. But having done it with Book of Mormon, I now love swinging. I had never been with a show as long running as Book of Mormon. Like I've been with Book of Mormon since 2017. So 17, 19, 20, 21, 22. So I'm going on 6 years with this show. Wow. If I wasn't swinging, I wouldn't have been able to do it for 6 years because swinging, it keeps it fresh for me. You know? Yeah. If I had to do the same role day in and day out, I wouldn't have been able to last 6 years.
Wow.
I don't even know the last 2 years.
So because you get to do a different part of the show every time, different track. Yeah. That's dope. That is dope. So you've been talking about the show you've executive producing. Tell me about this project that you're working on that you have going.
So it's already completed. I created a show called Working Out the Kinks. It's a digital comedy series. It did very well in the festival circuit. We won Best Comedy and Best Web Series at a host of different festivals, including the Hip Hop Film Festival, the Urban Film Festival. We were in the Harlem International Film Festival, lots of film festivals. We did very, very well. And as a result, we ended up getting picked up by a streaming network, Black Oak TV. So we streamed on Black Oak TV for a year, for a season. And then we got picked up again for a second season, which was exciting. So the first season was a licensing deal. The second season was going to be a production deal, which was super exciting. That was the goal the whole time. But Giles, the way God and the universe work, it was not time. It was not the time. Working Out the Kinks has served its purpose in my life, and I ended up having to turn down that production deal, which was a huge, yes, it was a huge deal. I ended up turning it down. But I do not regret it at all because I have been able to now refocus heavy on my acting career, and it's momentum in my acting career right now is exactly where.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. I love that. Where can we find? Can we find Working Out the Kinks anywhere?
So it's no longer on Black Oak TV. That license is up, so it's back on YouTube. So if you just Google or YouTube search "Working Out the Kinks," you'll be able to find it.
Don't worry about it. I'll put the link right there in the lower thirds. I'll drop a link there.
Also, I believe the website is still up, workingoutthekinkseries.com. We can check on that. I think it's still up.
Okay. I'll check, and if it's there, I'm gonna put it right there in the lower thirds too. What's next for you? What's next for J Nycole?
What's next for J Nycole? Well, as I said, the momentum in my acting career is been going amazingly. So I'm excited. My goal for 2022, acting wise, was to book something in TV and film and something in theater once per month. And so far, we're on track. I had a theater gig and a TV gig in January. I had a theater gig and a TV gig in February. So we on track. So that's good.
And are you still doing Book of Mormon?
So I'm in and out of Book of Mormon. So I'm on a
Gotcha.
vacation
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yes, I was in Book of Mormon in January, but February I had another theater gig, so I did that.
Okay.
So, but I'll be back in Book of Mormon. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay. So I was like, that's interesting.
Yes. Yes, the vacation swing contract gives me the flexibility to be able to do that. So I love that. Yes. So who knows what March holds for me? I'm excited to find out. I mean, I've been auditioning. I've been getting callbacks. I got stuff on the horizon. I'm waiting to hear back from some things. So once I find out, I will let you know. As for my coaching, though, I love. I help other actors. To book or to sign with their ideal representation and or to double their booking, sometimes in as little as 8 weeks. So that's super fun for me. Yeah, like one of my clients, Latricia, she worked with me and we got her signed with an agent, a manager. She booked her first series. She booked 3 commercials. And since then has gone on and used the teachings in my program to book Law and Order, Blue Bloods. So I'm super, super proud of her. Another one of my clients, Holmes, he worked with me and I got to introduce him to several people who were interested in him for representation. So he got to pick his ideal. He got with his ideal agent, and he's also been on BMF. And so, like, yeah. So I love helping other actors do that too. That you can find me at www.howtobookmore.com.
I was just about to ask that. It's going to be in the lower thirds right there too. It's going to be there.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes. That's another passion of mine is helping others awesome. To be able to do it as well.
Because a lot of people don't pass that knowledge along or make those entrees for people at all. I love that. Hey, J Nycole, if we wanted to follow you, how do we follow you on social media, and then what's your website?
Yes, so social media is at J Nycole Ralph. That's on Instagram, and Facebook is J Nycole Ralph as well. I don't really use Twitter or any of the other ones, so Instagram and Facebook are the best ones. And again, my website is howtobookmore.com. If you want to look at my personal website, that is jnycoleralph.com.
Got it. J Nycole, I want to play a quick game with you. Is that all right?
Yes.
Cool. It's called This or That. So I'll give you 2 words, 2 scenarios, 2 phrases, and you just tell me which one you better align with and why. Cool.
Okay. Yes.
All right. I'm gonna start easy, and we're gonna go a little harder. New York pizza or LA tacos?
Oh, LA tacos.
Why LA tacos?
The judgment in your face.
Not at all.
Because I'm vegan and you can make vegan tacos, but it's really hard to have good vegan pizza.
These are facts. Would you rather vacation on the beach or in the mountains?
Oh, the beach, absolutely. I love water. I gotta be by water.
Okay. I'm cool with that. If someone gave you $1 million, would you rather have cash or $1 million home?
Ooh, that is a good question. $1 million cash or $1 million home?
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. I don't know. What would you say, Giles?
So normally I would say home because I want to take the equity out, but then everybody was like, "Well, that's a depreciate." Well, no, you have to have the expenses to keep the home up, and so can't take the cash. So I don't know. I'm conflicted. So I want to hear what you're gonna pick.
I'm conflicted too. You know what? I'm gonna say cash because I'm sure you could do this with a home, but I don't know how to. But I do know how to invest cash. And I could grow that money. I'm sure you could do that with the home too, but I just don't know how to do that. So I would take the cash because I know how to do that.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Friday or Boys in the Hood?
Ooh, Boys in the Hood, because I tend to like dramas nowadays. If you would have asked me this when I was younger, I would have picked Friday because I was more into comedies.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Last one. If you had a superpower, would you rather be able to fly or be invisible?
Be invisible.
Ooh, why invisible?
Because if I'm invisible, then I can I can fly when I want to because I can get on any plane
Hmm,
and they, you know what I'm
true,
saying? So I would
true. I
still
didn't
have
think about
I
it that
kind
way.
of have that power, huh?
I didn't think about it that way. That's I love that. That's dope.
And I can like be privy to all kind of information that I'm not privy
Uh-huh.
to right now.
Exactly. That part right there. That part right there. See, that game was easy. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, that was good. Thank you. I love games. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, make sure you check out, go to J Nycole Ralph's website, howtobook.com. Is that
How to
right?
book more.
Howtobookmore.com.
Mm.
Howtobookmore.com. If you are an artist, if you want to know what's going on in this artist world, if you want to get some direction and meet some people, make sure you get the coach right there. Get the coach. She's gonna put you in. She's gonna put you in the game. And then make sure you check her out with all the amazing things she's doing. Make sure you watch the web series and then Book of Mormon, Stage Door if they're still doing that, COVID, all the good stuff. But just wave
No,
high.
we're
So
not.
you
Yeah.
saw her. You saw her in 40 under 40. But J Nycole, thank you so much for for being here today.
Thank you. I'm going to say this real quick for those of
Mhm.
you who go to the website right now. The masterclass is on special for only $27. And that includes a one-on-one session with me to figure out how to move you forward in your career, what's holding you back and how to move you forward. So boom,
Wow.
$27, y'all. It's 75% off. It's normally $97. So get that while it's still on special. And Giles, thank you for having me. Like I love what you're doing with this 40, what is it? 40 under 40.
40 under 40. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been watching some of them. I haven't
Oh,
gotten to see them
cool.
all, but I've been getting to watch some of them. And
Yeah.
I love what you're doing. And also producing wise, like I'm just very proud of you and impressed. And so I'm honored to be on here. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron for sure. Hey, everybody, this has been another episode of 40 Under 40 podcast. I'm your host, Giles. Make sure you check back with all of our artists that are on our YouTube and our website right now. We will see you next time. Peace.